Hey everyone, do you think your coating is failing, or maybe you have a lot of built-up road film from winter driving? Maybe you live in an apartment or somewhere where you can't pull out a hose to wash your car. Until now, you really needed that hose or a visit to the coin-op wash and a bunch of extra equipment to do a deep contamination of your car's exterior. This has now changed with the introduction of the Labocosmetica 3pH rinseless wash system. So let's get into it. All right, guys, first off, thanks for tuning in. And if you find this content helpful and informative, please consider subscribing. And I'll also have a link in the description below to all the main products used in this video. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, if you had a contaminated surface on your car that didn't clean up with a normal wash or rinseless wash, you had to break out a high pH wash, maybe foam can and pressure washer, maybe you had to grab some water spot remover, then drag the hose out to rinse that off. Now, this is where it's cool because now we have the Labocosmetica 3pH rinseless wash system. And honestly, this came out like 5 months ago, but I've been really hesitant to try it, but that's kind of all changed now. And let me explain why. So a lot of you have been wondering what the heck a 3pH rinseless wash is. And it may seem confusing because you thought 3pH was actually, well, the pH of the products used, all right? But it's actually a trademarked wash system that simply means, or a trademarked wash system that Labocosmetica trademarked it, all right? It simply means a high pH wash, a low pH wash, and then a neutral pH wash. 3pH. Seems simple, right? So Labocosmetica, all right, they came up with the Preludio Alkaline, which is like 1 pH. All right. Then they came up with the Preludio Acidic, which would be the 2nd pH, to go along with their rinseless rinseless or their 3rd pH. All right. So this means that the road film or other organics, all right, are going to get removed with the alkaline, the high pH. All right. And then the low pH is going to remove any the remaining minerals. So we have that there. And then you just follow it up with your pH, the neutral wash. All right. Or you can actually turn this into what Labocosmetica would call a 2 pH system, all right, by only doing like the Preludio Alkaline and then the neutral wash and skipping the acidic wash, if it's not needed because, you don't always need to do water spot remover, all right? In fact, because it's a rinseless wash system, you really don't, you only need a small amount of each of the Preludio versions. And then, you need your sprayer and bucket that you normally would do a rinseless wash with. Honestly, you don't even need to use HydroSave if you already have a favorite rinseless wash that you would rather use. Now that you've been introduced to the Preludio bottles, all right, let's talk about the cost. The Preludio Alkaline in a 1 liter bottle will run you $19.99, and in a 4.5 liter jug will run you $54.99. Now, the acidic version only comes in a 1 liter bottle and sells for $28.99. I'd been hesitant to try these out, honestly, because of the cost, and I'm sure you have too. But once I tested them and understood how they work and just how to apply them, I realized that the cost per use is minimal. And honestly, if you buy them on sale, the cost per use goes down significantly. In fact, as you see in the video demonstration I will show you, I only use a total of 8 ounces of the alkaline and acidic wash, in fact, on the whole car, which, given the retail pricing shown that I showed you, resulted in a cost of 45% or 45 cents per use on the alkaline and 65 cents for the acidic. So just over $1 worth of alkaline and acidic Preludio. Okay. And to be honest, like this was $50 for 2 bottles, and yet I only used just over $1 worth of product. So the initial cost is kind of outweighed, so to speak, by how many uses you might get out of this. So now this leads me to the dilution ratios that I use to arrive at those numbers that I just gave you. All right. So Labocosmetica, if you look at their website, they literally have like a half a dozen dilution ratios for their two products, depending on how dirty your car is, the color of your car, etc. So, and I found that a simple 1 to 10 dilution ratio for both. 1 to 10, alkaline and acidic, is the way to go. All right. And I arrived at that by, based on my initial use in training with Reggy Cox from Labocosmetica. So I did a training session with him, spent all day. In fact, it was great. Me and one other guy basically had Reggy, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. I apologize. But anyway, it was me and another person, and we had both of them basically to ourselves for an entire day to learn all about the Labo products. If you ever have a chance to do a training session with Reggy, jump at the chance, guys. Full of knowledge and information. But anyway, let's get back to it. So in addition to training with Reggy, also through the Labocosmetica Facebook group. In fact, there's a spreadsheet on the Facebook group that shows all the products and their dilution ratios and how they work, or the best dilution ratios for any of the given products. And to be honest, having one dilution ratio just seems way better than what the Labocosmetica website gives you. Now, who would need to use the Preludio system? All right. So as I mentioned, maybe, you don't have a hose. Maybe it's just too cold out there to drag out the hose or pressure washer, for a full-blown, scrub down. All right. This is for you. All right. The Labocosmetica, the Preludio, they recommend it for those who want to keep their white or light colored vehicles from turning yellow from contamination. And I know you know what I'm talking about, guys. All right. And it's also a good product to try if you may think your coating is failing, because in many cases, the properties of the coating, they're just getting masked. In fact, this is what's, people refer to this as clogging. All right. But in reality, clogging or coatings don't clog. They just get like stuff on top of them that keep that coating from you seeing that behavior of the coating. You want to remove this stuff with that Preludio. All right. So hopefully now you have all the actual product information that you might need and just want a demo on how to use the system. So here's just a demo following here of how I use it. And honestly, it only adds a few minutes to the rinseless wash process. And it does a great job. So again, everyone, thanks for watching. And let's just get to the demo. All right, everyone. So if you watch my rinseless wash winter video, and it'll be linked at the end, what we did is I actually had 4 gallons of rinseless solution mixed up. The brand is not important. You can use this with any brand. So what we're going to do is I have the warm water solution mixed up. I have my IK sprayer full, ready to go. And I have my bucket full of water as well. But what I did is, in fact, this is super simple, guys. If you go on the Labocosmetica website, okay, for both the acidic and the alkaline, so both of these products, they actually show you many different dilutions depending on how dirty your car is, etc., etc. Honestly, it's easiest just to go 1 to 10. Make things simple. You don't need a ton of different dilutions. Just mix it 1 to 10. And the other thing is you don't need to do your whole car with this stuff. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So again, the alkaline and acidic Preludio. What I have, and I don't need to mix it in an IK sprayer. I don't need to mix gallons of it. What I did, or in a like a multi-pro, I want to say, I don't need to mix a multi-pro up, okay? All I need to do is treat the worst stuff. This is the stuff that's the worst down here. In fact, let me move this bucket out of the way. So I mixed up 1 to 10. 1 to 10 dilution for both the acidic and the alkaline is going to work just fine, okay? And what that means, when you mix 1 to 10, what you want to do, 1 part product, 10 parts water. The larger part is always going to be the water. The smaller number is the product, okay? And so what I did is, like in here, I just measure out 30 ounces of water. So that's basically three parts of water, or 30 ounces of water, and you need 1 part, okay, of product. So it's going to be 3 ounces of product and then 30 ounces of water. And I know all you guys, you're used to like, hey, I need to make a 32-ounce bottle, but almost every single bottle is going to hold more than 32 ounces. So you're good. This has 33 ounces of stuff in it now. 1 to 10, 1 part product, 10 parts water. So that's what it means. So what we're going to do is we always want to do the alkaline first, because you want to remove any of that dirt, everything else, because any minerals, they're going to be stuck to the surface. So we need to remove all the dirt before we even get to the mineral removal with the acidic. And to be honest, you don't always need that, because, just like a water spot remover, you don't always need a water spot remover. It's only as necessary. So all I'm going to do, I'm just going to go along really quick here and just spray with the alkaline the door. And again, from the wheels down, so right about here, this is where it gets all the nasty stuff. All right, and you could see I've sprayed a lot on there, and I've literally barely used anything. So super simple. And then we're gonna let it soak for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna go to a rinseless wash process. So I'll see you back in, I don't know, it's actually cold outside, so this is not gonna evaporate. I'll see you back in a couple minutes. Now, you can go across right now if you wanted to with the rinseless, but I always like to pre-spray with my rinseless. So I have my sprayer, and all I'm gonna do is, because I'm gonna do the whole door, I'm just gonna start at the top and pre-spray. And then when I get down here though, because there was so much dirt, I just want to apply a little bit extra. In fact, you could probably see the difference. Well, maybe. I see lots of beading here, and then there's more sheeting. So I want to try and do a little bit of a rinse. Same thing here. In fact, now with this rinse, I'm watching this rinse, I see a little bit more beading going on. So that has already started working. And then now I could just come in with my sponge, all right, and do my contact wash. In fact, I could feel going across the surface, I could feel all that dirt on there. But that Preludio has broken down that stuff. The Preludio has broken down that stuff, and now, super simple. And if we need to, we can just really quick just verify that it's done and go across. All right. And then now we just get our drying towel and go at it. All right, I had to grab the drying towel, but now we can just go at it and dry this. Now, if I spray this again with the rinseless, I should see some beading action going on. And I do. I actually see really nice beading. But what if it wasn't beading? Well, that's when we come back with our next step. All right, we could come back with our acid, our Preludio acidic, and all right, that's when we can come back with the acidic, and just really quick, we spray across. We would let that dwell. In fact, this stuff actually has a really nice smell, both of them. The alkaline and acidic have a really nice smell, although the acidic will make you cough. Don't breathe that in. But you would let it sit. And again, I want to add a little bit of rinseless. Now the acidic, I just let this sit here for what, 30 seconds, something like that. You would normally let that sit for a couple minutes, if you could. But you just come back with your rinseless, Boom. Just like that, guys. Come back with your drying towel. And now if you didn't see any of that beading action going on with your coating, now we should see lots of beading going on, and I see that. Even the rinseless is beading, flowing right off the door. So I know that this coating is working, that anything that was on there that was masking it is no longer masking it. And well, now it's ready for the next, I guess, snowstorm. All right, guys, so I showed you, in fact, let me break in right here, because the other day when I was doing that wash on the car, I wanted to show you the water behavior kind of on a flat surface, but it got dark. In fact, if any creators are out there looking for a camera that you need, the Osmo, the Pocket 3 is absolutely fantastic. It was getting dark, but when I looked at the video afterwards, it looked like it was like midday. So fantastic product. But anyway, let's get back to it. So I want to show you on a flat panel kind of how the water behavior, what you're really looking for, you know, by doing the acid or the alkaline, and then the acid, and then, you know, your neutral wash. So in fact, let me show you what's going on here. All right, so on the car, I've already done a alkaline spray, and then I rinsed it with I did the sponge wash, okay? And now I put the acidic on there, and I'm kind of letting it dwell. So I'm just going to spray it down really quick again. Get some rinseless on there, and you can kind of see the water behavior going on right now. We got that water behavior. Now if I just take my sponge and go across, you can see the water behavior of the coating after it's been completely decontaminated. And this is what you're really looking for. I mean, like literally, the coating wants to just fight off any water that you put on there. And so maybe if you had maybe if it was like, if it looked flat before, it was kind of just sheeting off, or the water was just sitting there, maybe not good beads. By doing a good decontamination with even just the rinseless Preludio, all right, you can kind of see if that coating, if you can revive it, if it's dead. And you don't necessarily need to use any, you know, any real like water spot remover or tar remover, anything that you're going to need to rinse off with a hose. So anyway, and you know, let me just show you, because you could just see the coating is literally just rejecting that water. If you think your coating might be failing, give it a shot with the acid with the 3 pH system, even if it's a rinseless. You know, it might be cold outside. You don't have to drag out the hose. Give the Preludio a shot. You might save yourself a lot of money thinking that you got to put a new coating on there. So there you go. There you have it, guys. Let's get back to the end of the video. And the thing is, you could dilute it more than 1 to 10. I just do 1 to 10. It's just super simple, because every time I make a new bottle, I don't have to worry about like, oh, what the dilution ratio is going to be this time. How dirty is the car? In the wintertime, I'm just going to make this now part of my maintenance wash process. With the stuff that's on the bottom, I'm just going to pre-spray and then go into my contact wash, or go into my rinseless pre-spray then after that. And it's just going to make breaking that stuff down so much easier. So anyway, guys, that is the rinseless 3 pH method from Labocosmetica. And again, you know, this stuff it's actually worth its weight in gold. I tested this on a car in a training class with Reggy from Labocosmetica. All right, both of these, fantastic products. They were removing bug guts, things like that. And as Reggy says, you know, don't believe everything I tell you. In fact, what he says specifically, he says, believe I am lying to you, test for yourself. And well, I have tested for myself, and you know, I'm a believer. I see it with my own eyes. I don't know if you could see it on camera. I'm sorry, it's not sunny out. It's actually like, I mean, it's starting to get dark. So, but anyway, that's how you do with a rinseless with the 3 pH system. You can remove all that road grime, everything else that you're getting again in the winter. I'm gonna make this part of my winter wash system now. Kind of, in fact, I'll probably wind up having to update that video at some point. So anyway, guys, that's it. Labocosmetica 3 pH rinseless system. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right, guys, I wanted to give you a whole bunch of bonus footage here, a little actually. Anyway, it's been snowing. I got a whole bunch of salt on the side of the car. And in fact, hopefully you could see this along the bottom. Just have a ton of it down there. And even, like, this is probably way easier to see on the back quarter here. A ton of salt. And let me show you how I'm going to be using the Preludio. Basically, I'm going to take my mix and... Oh, in fact, let me show you something here. That's my current weather. All right, 23 degrees. Feels like 11 degrees. Okay, so this is, you know, for you guys who are asking me how warm it was or whatever it is, you think I might be like playing dress up or something. It's cold out here, and I'm going to show you why this works. So there we go. All right, so I can completely dose this. And again, Preludio 10-to-1. All right, so we're doing that, and I'm only doing one area at a time. All right, so I'm letting that soak for a second, and it hasn't frozen. All right, but then I'm going to come back. In fact, you could see it kind of starting to move down a little bit more now. Actually, you know what? It's still flowing pretty good, so that's a good thing. But I'm going to take now my rinseless, again, warm rinseless. We could spray the rinseless. Really quick there. In fact, you could see that it was kind of just sheeting down here. But anyway, there we go. And then I'm going to come in. I'm coming in with a nice old stained sponge. Sorry about the camera work there. Nice stained old sponge there along the bottom. And then immediately our drying towel. And nice clean car. And oh wow, yeah, that was really weird. I froze the tip froze on this thing, but anyway, now I have a nice clean car in comparison to the back. In fact, let me show you one more time, just really quick. Preludio Alkaline gets all that road film. Let it soak for a sec. I mean, and I guess if you wanted to, you could just, you know, we could hit it with the acidic, but I don't see a need. You know, if you needed, hit it with the acidic if you want. Doesn't really matter. And then I just take my rinseless, and I'm just going to spray it. Rinse it off a little bit. This actually has no protection on it, this section. This has protection, this does not. So there's a difference in water behavior there. But again, we just take our sponge. We can wash the car there. Warm water. Again, it's like, what, 24, 26, whatever the heck I just showed you. And then immediately we can dry. Nice clean panel. So anyway, guys, that's how you use the 3 pH on a salted car, and how you do rinseless wash. Just use warm water, and you can actually, you know, go panel by panel, and you can you can definitely wash your car in the mid-20s. Or even colder with the wind chill. Well, the wind chill affects you, not really the car. But anyway, I'll talk to you later, guys. Thanks for watching.